I pulled into my driveway at 11:30 on a Tuesday night and saw a man injured on the concrete. My wife was kneeling beside him, her hands shaking, her mascara running black down her cheeks. The headlights caught her face, and she looked up at me with eyes that screamed panic. "Alex, it's not what you think," she yelled before I even opened the door. Before the story gets even crazier, do me a small favor. Subscribe, like, comment, and hit that hype button. It takes a second but means a lot. I hadn't thought anything yet. I turned off the engine and sat there for 5 seconds, maybe 10, just looking at the scene. The man was face down, one arm twisted under his body, breathing hard through his nose. Melissa was wearing her good dress, the black one with the thin straps she only wore for occasions. Her lipstick was smeared, not crying smeared, but kissing smeared. I got out slowly. "What happened?" I asked. "I don't know. I just came outside and he was here, like this, and I don't know who he is or why." "You don't know him?" She hesitated, just a fraction of a second, but I caught it. "No, I've never seen him before tonight, The man groaned and turned his head. His lip was split, one eye swelling shut. He looked at Melissa and whispered her name. "Melissa." Her face went white. "He's confused," she said quickly. "He's hurt. He doesn't know what he's saying." I walked past her and knelt beside the man. He was maybe 40, well-dressed under the grime and the red stains spreading across his shirt. Expensive watch, wedding ring. I looked closer at his collar and saw the lipstick there too, the same shade Melissa wore. "I'm calling the police," I said. "No, wait, You just said you don't know him." "I don't, but maybe we should just help him first, make sure he's okay before we—" I pulled out my phone and dialed. Melissa stood there wringing her hands, looking between me and the stranger like she was calculating something. I noticed the front door was open behind her. Through the window, I could see into the kitchen. 2 wine glasses on the counter, a candle burning on the table. The operator answered and I gave them the address, told them a man was injured on my property, possible assault. Melissa kept shaking her head at me, mouthing the word, "please," over and over. The stranger tried to sit up and I helped him, not because I cared about him, but because I wanted to see his face clearly. He had good teeth, a strong jaw, the kind of face women called handsome. His eyes focused on me and something like recognition flickered there, followed by fear. "Who did this to you?" I asked. He looked at Melissa. She gave a tiny shake of her head. "I don't remember," he said. Liar. The police arrived in 7 minutes. 2 officers, young ones, took statements while the paramedics checked the stranger over. Melissa gave them a performance, crying and confused, saying she heard a noise outside and found him there. Didn't know anything else. The stranger, who finally identified himself as Victor Stone, stuck to his story about not remembering who attacked him. One of the officers pulled me aside. "This your wife, sir?" "Yes." "She seem upset to you?" "Very." "You been home all evening?" "No. I work late Tuesdays. Got home maybe 15 minutes ago." He wrote that down, looked at Melissa, looked at Victor, then back at me. "Something feel off to you about this situation?" "Yes," I said. "Care to elaborate?" I thought about the wine glasses, the candle, the lipstick on Victor's collar. I thought about Melissa's panic, her lies, the way Victor said her name. "Not yet," I said. The officer gave me a long look, then handed me his card. "Call if you remember anything." They took Victor away in the ambulance. Melissa watched them go, then turned to face me. Her tears had dried up fast. "Thank God you're home," she said. "That was so scary. I can't believe someone just dumped him here. What if they come back? What if they were trying to rob us?" "Go inside," I said. "What?" "Go inside the house. Now." She searched my face, found nothing comforting there, and walked toward the door. I followed her in and saw her glance at the wine glasses, saw her hand twitch like she wanted to grab them. The candle had burned down another inch. I'm sleeping on the couch, I said. Alex, don't be like that. I know tonight was weird, but I'm tired, Melissa. We'll talk tomorrow. I grabbed a blanket from the closet and lay down without looking at her again. I heard her climb the stairs, heard the bedroom door close. Then I heard her crying, soft and theatrical, the kind of crying meant to be overheard. I stared at the ceiling and replayed everything in my head. The timing, the details, the lies. I'm a mechanic. I fix things by understanding how they work, by seeing the patterns others miss. And I was seeing a pattern here, one that made my stomach turn. At 2 a.m, I heard her phone buzz. Once, twice, 3 times. I waited until her breathing settled into sleep rhythm. Then I walked upstairs and found her phone on the nightstand. No password. She never used one around me. Trusted me completely. The messages were from someone named Lumi. Did he buy it? What did you tell the cops? Victor texted me. He's okay. Concussion, but okay. I took a picture of the screen with my phone, deleted the notification, and went back downstairs. Sleep never came. Morning arrived cold and gray. Melissa came down at 7 wearing her robe and a careful smile. Coffee? She asked. Already had some. She poured herself a cup and sat across from me. The wine glasses were gone, washed and put away. The candle was missing. I'm sorry about last night, she said. I know how it must have looked. How did it look? Suspicious. Weird. I understand why you're upset. I'm not upset. I'm confused, trying to understand what happened. She sipped her coffee, regrouping. I already told you everything. You told the police you heard a noise and came outside. What kind of noise? I don't know. A thud? Like something falling? And you just walked outside alone in the dark to investigate? I thought maybe a raccoon knocked over the trash. In your good dress? Her hand tightened on the mug. I was about to change when I heard it. Change from what? Where were you going at 11 at night? Nowhere. I just felt like dressing up. To drink wine alone? What? The 2 glasses in the kitchen. Her face went through several expressions fast, settling on defensive. One was from earlier. I hadn't washed it yet. I stood up and grabbed my keys. I'm going to work. Alex, wait. We'll talk tonight, Melissa, when you're ready to tell me the truth. I left her sitting there and drove to the garage. My boss Fletcher took one look at my face and told me to take the day off. I sat in the parking lot and pulled up Victor Stone on my phone. Real estate agent, local guy, well-reviewed. His Instagram was public, full of photos with different women, all smiling at him. I scrolled back 2 weeks and found a photo that made my hands shake. Victor at a wine bar with a blonde woman who looked terrified despite her smile. The caption read, "Great evening catching up with old friends." The comments were interesting. One from a woman named Claire. He won't ruin another marriage, not this time. I clicked on Claire's profile. Private. I sent her a message request. We should talk about Victor Stone. Then I drove to Melissa's workplace. I knew her co-worker Lumi worked the reception desk. Lumi looked up when I walked in, and her smile flickered. Hey, Alex! Melissa's not. I'm here to see you. I leaned against her desk. You texted my wife last night, asked if I bought it. Bought what, Lumi? Her face went red, then pale. I don't know what you're talking about. Victor Stone. How long has Melissa been seeing him? I shouldn't. Lumi, I'm not angry at you. I just need the truth. She looked around the empty lobby, bit her lip, then leaned forward. Look, I don't know details, okay? But she's been seeing someone, a few months maybe. Is it serious? I don't think so. She complains about you sometimes, says you work too much, but she's not like in love with this guy. Does she know he has other women? Lumi's eyes went wide. What? I showed her Victor's Instagram, showed her the comments. Lumi read them and her hand went to her mouth. Oh my God, Melissa doesn't know. She thinks it's just her. When did she see him last? I can't tell you that. Lumi, She closed her eyes. Yesterday. She was supposed to see him yesterday evening, at your house. The floor felt unsteady. While I was at work. Alex, I'm so sorry, I didn't know it was like this. I thanked her and left. My phone buzzed. A message from Claire. I'll talk. Meet me at Riverside Park, noon. Claire Boyd was sitting on a bench when I arrived, looking small and tired, dark circles under her eyes, hands shaking slightly when she lit a cigarette. You must be Alex, she said. I sat beside her. Thanks for meeting me. Your wife is Melissa Hargreave? Yes. She laughed, a bitter sound. Then we have something in common. Victor ruined both our lives. I waited. She smoked and stared at the river. My husband Garrett found out about Victor 3 weeks ago. We'd been seeing each other for 6 months. I thought it was real. Then Garrett found texts, pictures. He lost it, beat Victor up outside a bar. The first time? Garrett did it again last night, followed Victor to your address and caught him leaving, beat him right there in your driveway. My stomach dropped. Melissa was inside. Probably. Garrett said the lights were on, music playing. He didn't care. He just wanted to hurt Victor. Why would Victor go to my house? Claire looked at me like I was slow. Because Melissa was there. She's one of at least 4 women Victor's been sleeping with. I processed this. 4? That I know of. Me. Melissa. A woman named Jenna who works at his office, and someone called Rachel. Who are the others? She pulled up the Instagram photo. This is me. He posted it the day after Garrett confronted him the first time, like a threat. Where's your husband now? Home. Scared. He thinks he might get arrested for assault. Victor didn't press charges. No. Because if he did, everything would come out. All the affairs, all the lies. His wife would leave him. I stopped. Victor's married? Claire laughed again, that broken sound. You didn't know? Yeah. Married 15 years. 2 kids. His wife has no idea. I stood up and walked to the edge of the path. Melissa hadn't just cheated with some single guy. She'd gotten involved with a married man, a serial cheater juggling multiple women. What are you going to do? Claire asked. I don't know yet. Garrett wants to end him. I have to keep talking him down. Don't let him, it's not worth it. I drove home and found Melissa in the kitchen making lunch. We need to talk. Her hopefulness faded. Okay. I sat down at the table. She remained standing, defensive. Tell me about Victor Stone, I said. All the color drained from her face. I don't... Stop lying. I know everything. I know you've been seeing him for months. I know he was here last night. I know Garrett Boyd beat him up in our driveway after Victor left our house. She started crying, real tears this time. Alex, please, I can explain. Did you know he's married? She froze. What? Victor, married 15 years, 2 kids. No, he told me he was divorced, he said. He lied. About that and everything else. You're one of 4 women he's seeing, Melissa. 4 that I know about. She sat down hard. That's not true. Claire Boyd confirmed it. Jenna from his office, Rachel, and you. Melissa put her face in her hands. For a minute, neither of us spoke. I'm so sorry. Why'd you do it? I don't know. I was lonely. You work all the time. He paid attention to me. Don't finish that sentence. She closed her mouth. How long? I asked. 3 months. How many times did you bring him here? Maybe 5 times. 6. I stood up and walked to the counter, gripped the edge until my knuckles went white. Our home. The place I worked 60-hour weeks to pay for, all contaminated now. I'll sleep at Owen's tonight, I said. Alex, no, please don't go. We can work through this. Work through what? You brought another man into our home. You lied to my face. I would have told you eventually. When? After he left his wife? After he picked you over the other 3? She had no answer. I went upstairs and packed a bag. When I came back down, she was still sitting at the table crying. I'll be in touch about next steps, I said. What does that mean? It means I need to think. I walked out and drove to Owen's apartment. He opened the door and grabbed 2 beers. Talk, he said. I told him everything. His face got harder with each detail. So, what's the plan? He asked. I don't know yet. You want revenge? I want them to understand what they did. Then you need leverage, information, make them scared before you make your move. He was right. I spent that night researching. I pulled bank statements, credit card records, phone bills. The pattern was obvious. Charges at restaurants I'd never been to, hotel bookings I never made, Uber rides to addresses I didn't recognize. I made copies of everything. Our doorbell had a camera. I pulled the footage and found exactly what I expected. Victor arriving at our house 6 different times over 3 months, always when I was at work, staying for hours. I downloaded every clip and backed them up. Next, I checked our shared cloud storage. Melissa had used it back when the affair started. Photos I never saw, messages synced from her old iPad. Everything was there, preserved because she forgot to delete it. I had everything I needed. Now, I just had to decide what to do with it. A week passed. The divorce papers were served. Melissa hired a lawyer who sent aggressive letters threatening to drag me through court. My lawyer, a sharp woman named Patricia, who'd handled my father's estate, sent back responses that made Melissa's lawyer reconsider his tone. I moved my essentials out of the house and into a small apartment near the garage. Owen helped me load the truck, didn't ask questions about why I was taking so little. You could take more, he said. You paid for most of it. I don't want it. Everything in that house is contaminated. That's dramatic. Maybe, but it's how I feel. On day 9, I got a call from Claire Boyd. You should know something, she said. Victor's been contacting Melissa again. How do you know? Jenna told me. She saw them together at a coffee shop yesterday. My hands tightened on the phone. Melissa's dumber than I thought. She thinks you're done with her. She thinks she can go back to him. Let her. It's not my problem. Alex, Garrett is talking about confronting Victor again. For real this time. He's getting worse, drinking more, talking about permanent solutions. Tell him not to. It's not worth prison. I'm trying, but he's not listening to me anymore. I thanked her and hung up. Then I made a decision. I drove to the house. Melissa's car was there. I used my key and walked in. She was in the living room, saw me, and jumped up from the couch. Alex, I didn't think you were... I heard you're seeing Victor again. Her face confirmed it before her mouth could lie. I'm not. Melissa, I don't care if you are, but I need to tell you something. What? Garrett Boyd is dangerous. He's beaten Victor twice. He's escalating. If you keep seeing Victor, you're putting yourself in danger too. Garrett doesn't know about me. He does. Claire told him. Everyone knows about everyone now. She sat back down, looking scared. What should I do? End it with Victor, completely. Block his number, stay away from him. Why do you care? Good question. Why did I care? Because despite everything, I don't want you to get hurt. She started crying again, softer this time. I messed up so bad, didn't I? Yes. Can we ever fix this? No. She nodded, accepting it finally. What's going to happen to us? The divorce will be final in a few months. You'll move on. I'll move on. That's it. Do you hate me? I thought about it. No. I'm just tired. I left her there and drove back to my apartment. That night, I couldn't sleep. Kept thinking about Victor, about Melissa, about the whole mess. Around midnight, my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Come to your old house. Now. It's important. I almost deleted it, but something made me get in my truck and drive. When I arrived, the house was dark except for the porch light. Melissa's car was gone. I parked and got out slowly, every instinct screaming that this was wrong. Then I saw him. Victor was standing in the driveway, right where Garrett had left him bleeding that first night. "What are you doing here?" I asked. "Melissa texted me from your phone. Said you were gone and wanted to talk." I didn't send any text. I figured that out when I got here and she wasn't home. We stood there looking at each other, two men connected by one woman's bad choices. "You need to leave," I said. "Not yet. We need to settle this." "There's nothing to settle. It's over. You took everything from her, the money, the accounts, the car. I took what was mine. You humiliated her. She humiliated herself." Victor stepped closer. "You think you're better than me? I don't think about you at all. I should have stayed away from her, but she wanted it. She begged me to keep seeing her. I don't care. You should, because she's going to come back to me. Once the divorce is done, once she's free, she'll realize you were the problem." I laughed. I couldn't help it. "You really believe that?" "I know it. Victor, she's one of 4 women you're lying to, 5 if we count your wife. You don't love her, you don't love any of them. You're just collecting people like trophies. And you're just angry because someone took what's yours. She's not a possession. Then why are you punishing her like she is?" He had a point, one that dug in deep, but I pushed it away. "You need to leave my property," I said. "Make me." I should have walked away, should have called the police, let them handle it. But something in his smug face, his entitled posture, made me stay. "You really want to do this?" I asked. "I want you to understand that Melissa chose me, not you. She chose sneaking around and lying. That's not choosing you. It's more than she ever gave you." I closed the distance between us in 3 steps. Victor tensed, but didn't back down. "You're a coward," I said quietly. "You hide behind charm and lies, but when someone punches back, you fold. Garrett proved that twice. Garrett is a psycho. Garrett is a man who got pushed too far, just like I am. So hit me then. Prove you're just like him." I wanted to. Everything in me wanted to put him on the ground, to feel his face under my knuckles, to make him hurt the way I was hurting. But I didn't. "I'm not going to hit you," I said, "because you're not worth it." I turned to walk away. That's when he shoved me. I stumbled, caught myself, spun around. Victor had his fists up, breathing hard. "Come on," he yelled. "You want to be the hero? Prove it." Something snapped. I didn't throw the first punch carefully or with strategy. I threw it with everything I had, all the rage and betrayal and pain behind it. It caught Victor in the jaw and sent him sideways. He came back swinging wild. I blocked most of it, felt one hit connect with my ribs, then drove my shoulder into his chest and took him down to the concrete. We grappled there in the driveway, the same place Garrett had left him, the same place Melissa had knelt crying. I got on top and hit him twice more, not hard enough to do real damage, just hard enough to make a point. "Stay down," I said. He didn't. He bucked and threw me off, scrambled to his feet. His mouth was bleeding, his expensive shirt torn. "That all you got?" he gasped. I stood up slower, breathing hard. "Walk away, Victor. Right now." "You walk away. This is my town, too." "Not anymore. Everyone knows what you are. Claire told Jenna. Jenna's telling Rachel. Your wife will know soon. You have nowhere left to hide. You're lying. Ask Claire yourself." Doubt flickered across his face. Then headlights swept across us. Melissa's car pulled into the driveway. She got out and froze, seeing both of us scraped up and tense. "What's happening?" she asked. "He attacked me," Victor said. "He showed up here and started something," I said at the same time. Melissa looked between us, confused and scared. "Both of you need to leave." "I'm not leaving," Victor said. "Not until he apologizes." "For what?" "For ruining everything." I almost laughed again. "I ruined everything? You slept with my wife. She wanted me to. Then why are you here fighting over her now?" Victor had no answer. Melissa stepped between us. Stop. Both of you. This is insane. Tell him to leave, Victor said. Tell him to leave, I said. She looked at me, then at Victor, then back at me. Something shifted in her expression. Victor, she said quietly. Go home. What? Go home to your wife. I'm done. Melissa, don't do this. I was stupid. I let you use me, but it's over. You don't mean that. I do. Leave. Now. Victor stared at her, shock and anger warring on his face. Then he turned to me. This isn't over, he said. Yeah, it is. He got in his car and drove away too fast, tires screeching. Melissa and I stood in the silence he left behind. Thank you, I said. For what? For finally telling the truth. She nodded, tears starting again. I'm so sorry, Alex, for all of it. I know. Can I ask you something? What? Did you really move all the money? Yes. Am I going to be okay? Eventually, but not with me. She nodded like she expected that. Can you forgive me someday? I don't know. Maybe, but it doesn't change anything. I know. I got in my truck and started the engine. Melissa walked into the house without looking back. I drove to Owen's and told him what happened. He listened, shook his head. You hit him? Yeah. Feel better? No. Good. Means you're still human. I slept on his couch again that night, but sleep came easier than before. 2 weeks went by quiet. The divorce moved forward. Patricia kept Melissa's lawyer in check. I worked long hours at the garage, lost myself in engines and transmissions, things that made sense. Then Claire called. Garrett's in the hospital, she said. What happened? Heart attack, the stress, the drinking, everything. He collapsed this morning. Is he going to be okay? They think so. But Alex, he keeps saying he's going to finish what he started with Victor, even from the hospital bed. He needs to let it go. I know, but he can't. And I'm worried Victor will do something first. Like what? I don't know. But he's been calling me, asking about Garrett, asking if I'm going to press charges for the affair. He sounds paranoid. Good. Let him be paranoid. You don't understand. When Victor gets cornered, he gets dangerous. Not physically, but legally. He'll sue, he'll manipulate, he'll turn everything around. Then we don't give him ammunition. We tell Garrett to drop it. Tell him Victor isn't worth throwing his life away over. I'll try. She hung up. I sat there thinking about Victor, about how men like him always landed on their feet, how they charmed their way out of consequences. Not this time. I called Patricia. I need you to do something, I said. What? Find out if Victor Stone's wife knows about the affairs. Why? Because if she doesn't, she should. Patricia was quiet for a moment. That's vindictive. That's justice. You sure you want to go there? I'm sure. She made some calls. 3 days later, she called back. Victor's wife doesn't know, but she's suspicious. She hired a private investigator last month. What did he find? Enough. Photos of Victor with multiple women, hotel records. The investigator is compiling a full report. When will she get it? Any day now. I waited. On day 4, my phone rang. Victor. What did you do? He screamed. Nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. My wife knows. Someone sent her evidence. Wasn't me. Maybe it was Claire, or Jenna, or Rachel. You made a lot of enemies, Victor. You're going to pay for this. For what? I didn't do anything. I know it was you. Prove it. He hung up. An hour later, Melissa called. Victor's wife is leaving him, she said. Good. She's taking the kids. She's filing for divorce. He should have thought of that before. Alex, did you? No. I didn't have to. He did this to himself. She was quiet. I feel bad for her. You should. I'm part of why their family is broken. Yes, you are. I can't take that back. No, you can't. She hung up. I went back to work. That weekend, I got a text from Victor. "We need to meet." I ignored it. He texted again, "Please, I need to talk to someone." Still ignored it. Third text, "I'm at your old house." I drove over, not because I cared about him, but because I didn't want him bothering Melissa. He was sitting on the porch steps, looking destroyed. His clothes were wrinkled, his hair messy, his eyes red. "What do you want?" I asked. "My wife left me, took the kids, emptied our accounts, filed a restraining order." "You earned all of that." "I know." He put his face in his hands. I stood there wondering if I should feel satisfaction. I didn't. "Why are you telling me this?" I asked. "Because you were right. I am a coward. I took what I wanted and didn't care who got hurt. And now I have nothing. What do you want from me, Victor? Sympathy? No. I just wanted you to know you won. This isn't about winning." "Then what's it about?" "It's about consequences. You lied to 5 women. You broke up 2 marriages that I know of. You destroyed your own family. Those are the consequences." "What about you? What are your consequences?" "I lost my wife, my home, my trust in people." "Then we both lost." "No, I lost things. You lost yourself." He looked up at me with hollow eyes. "What am I supposed to do now?" "I don't know and I don't care." I turned to leave. "Alex," he called. I stopped. "I'm sorry, for what it's worth." "It's not worth much, but I hope you mean it." I got in my truck and drove away. That night Melissa called. "Victor came by," she said. "He's a mess." I saw. He asked if we could try again, him and me. "What did you say?" I said no. I told him I was done being lied to. "Good." "Alex?" "Yeah? Do you think we could ever be friends after all this?" "I don't know. Maybe someday. Not now." "Okay. Take care of yourself, Melissa." "You too." The divorce was finalized on a cold Tuesday in March. Melissa got 30% of the assets, enough to start over, but not enough to maintain the lifestyle she'd grown used to. She moved to a smaller apartment across town. I sold the house and bought a tiny place near the garage. 1 bedroom, no memories. Victor's divorce went worse. His wife got the house, the kids, most of his savings. His real estate license was suspended after 3 clients filed complaints about his ethics. Last I heard, he was selling insurance and living in a studio apartment. Garrett recovered from his heart attack and started therapy. Claire forgave him eventually. They're working on rebuilding. Jenna and Rachel both ended things with Victor once they learned the truth. They compared notes and realized he'd told them identical lies. They're friends now, bonded by shared bad judgment. I'm okay. Not great, not happy, but okay. I work at the garage, go home to my small place, see Owen on weekends. I date sometimes, but I'm careful now. Trust doesn't come easy anymore. 6 months after the divorce, I ran into Melissa at a grocery store. She looked different, thinner, tired. "Hey," she said. "Hey. How are you?" "Good. You?" "Getting by. New job, new place, starting over." "That's good." We stood there awkwardly. "I really am sorry," she said, "for everything." "I know." "Do you think you'll ever forgive me?" "I already have. Doesn't mean I've forgotten." She nodded. "That's fair. Take care, Melissa." "You too, Alex." She walked away, and I felt nothing. No anger, no sadness, no regret, just nothing. Maybe that was healing. A month later, I got a call from an unknown number. Against my better judgment, I answered. "This is Alex." "Alex Hargreave?" "Yeah, who's this?" "My name is Rachel. I was one of Victor's. I was involved with him." "I know who you are. Can we meet? I have something you should see." We met at a coffee shop downtown. Rachel was younger than I expected, maybe 30, pretty in a nervous way. "Thank you for meeting me," she said. "What did you want to show me?" She pulled out her phone and opened an email. "Victor sent this to all of us, all the women." I read it. A long, rambling apology explaining that he was getting help, going to therapy, trying to understand why he'd hurt so many people. It sounded genuine. "What do you think?" Rachel asked. "I think he's trying to make himself feel better." That's what Jenna said. "Are you going to respond?" "No, I just wanted someone else to know about it. Someone who understands." "I understand." "Did your wife really not know he was married?" "No. He lied to her about that. He told me he was divorced, told Jenna he was widowed. Everyone got a different story. He's good at that. He was good at that." She put her phone away. "Do you hate him?" "No, I hate what he did, but hating him takes too much energy. I wish I could feel that way." "You will. Eventually." She smiled slightly. "Thanks for meeting me." "No problem." I left feeling oddly lighter. Knowing that other people understood, that I wasn't alone in this mess, helped somehow. Spring turned to summer. I got a promotion at the garage. Owen started dating someone serious. Life moved forward. One evening in July, I was working late when my phone rang. "Melissa." "I'm sorry to bother you," she said. "What's wrong?" "Victor showed up at my apartment tonight." My chest tightened. What did he want? To apologize, to explain. "He looked awful, Alex. He's lost everything." "That's not your problem." "I know. But I felt bad for him." "Did you let him in?" "No. I told him to leave and he did. But it made me think about everything, about how messed up it all was." "It was messed up, but it's over now." "Is it? Because I still think about it. I still feel guilty." "Guilt is appropriate, but you can't let it control you." "How did you let it go?" "I didn't. I just put it in a box and moved on with my life. The box is always there. I just don't open it every day." She was quiet. "That's smart. It's survival. Can I ask you something else?" "What?" "Do you think I'm a bad person?" "No. I think you made bad choices. There's a difference." "Thank you for saying that." "Take care, Melissa." "Wait, one more thing." "Yeah?" "I saw you at the grocery store, with someone, a woman. I'd been on a date that day, nothing serious." "So? I'm glad. I'm glad you're moving on." "Thanks. I hope she's good to you." "She is." We hung up. I stared at my phone for a long time, thinking about second chances and fresh starts and all the ways people hurt each other. Then I put it away and got back to work. September came fast. The weather turned cooler. Leaves started changing color. Patricia called about the house sale being final. My share would be deposited the next day. "You handled this whole thing well, Alex. A lot of people would have fallen apart." "I almost did." "But you didn't. That counts for something." Owen stopped by after work with pizza. "So the house is sold," he said. "Yep." "How do you feel?" "Relieved." "No regrets?" "About divorcing Melissa? No." We ate pizza and watched a game. Normal things, simple things. Around 10, my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "This is Victor. I'm leaving town, starting over somewhere new. I wanted to say I'm sorry one last time. For everything. You didn't deserve what I did to your marriage. I hope you can move forward." I showed it to Owen. "You going to respond?" he asked. "No." "Why not?" "Because it doesn't matter. His apology doesn't change anything." I deleted the message. October brought the first frost. I started seeing someone regularly, a woman named Sarah who worked at the library. She was kind, funny, patient with my baggage. One night she asked about my divorce. "You don't have to talk about it if you don't want," she said. "It's okay, my wife cheated. I found out. We divorced." That's the simple version. Yeah. I told her most of it. Not everything, but enough. She listened without judgment. "That must have been awful," she said. "It was, but I'm past it now." "Are you? Really?" "Mostly. Some days are harder than others." She took my hand. "You did more than survive. You came out the other side intact." "I don't know about intact." "You're here. You're trying. That's intact enough. I kissed her. She kissed back. It felt like moving forward. November arrived. A year since that night in the driveway. I drove past the old house without meaning to. New people lived there now. They'd painted it blue, added a swing set in the yard. I felt nothing looking at it. No anger, no nostalgia, no regret. It was just a house. December came with snow. The garage stayed busy with people needing winter tires. I worked overtime, but not like before. I had balance now. Christmas Eve, I had dinner with Owen and his girlfriend. They were talking about moving in together. Think you'll ever try marriage again? Owen asked. Maybe, someday, when I'm ready. You seeing Sarah seriously? Yeah, it's good. She's good. I'm happy for you, man. On the drive home, my phone rang. Melissa. I almost didn't answer, but something made me. Hey, I said. Hey, I hope I'm not bothering you. It's fine. What's up? I just wanted to wish you Merry Christmas. You too. Are you happy, Alex? Really happy? I'm getting there. You? Same. It's hard sometimes, but I'm managing. Good. I started therapy. It's helping. That's good, Melissa. I'm glad. Thank you for not hating me. I don't hate you. I never did. We talked for a few more minutes about nothing important. Then we said goodbye, and I knew it would probably be the last time we spoke. That felt right. New Year's Eve I spent with Sarah at a party downtown. At midnight she kissed me and whispered, "This year's going to be better." It already is, I said, and I meant it. January brought another hard winter. The garage was packed. I barely had time to think about the past. Sarah and I got serious. She met Owen. We talked about the future cautiously. February brought news. Patricia called. Thought you should know. Victor Stone declared bankruptcy. Seriously? His wife cleaned him out in the divorce. He lost his license, lost his income, filed Chapter 7 last week. I felt nothing. Maybe both satisfied and sad at once. March came warmer. I got promoted to assistant manager at the garage. Owen got engaged, asked me to be best man. Life was good, simple and good. One evening in late March, I was closing up the garage when my phone rang. Unknown number. Alex Hargreave? Yeah. This is Garrett Boyd. We need to talk. My stomach tightened. About what? Victor. He's back in town. I thought he left. He did. But he came back. He's been calling Claire again, and Melissa. I closed my eyes. What does he want? I don't know, but I'm done waiting. I'm finishing this tonight. Garrett, don't. He destroyed my marriage, yours too. He needs to pay for real this time. It's not worth prison. Maybe it is. He hung up. I sat there for 5 minutes, then called Melissa. She answered on the third ring. Alex? Did Victor contact you? Silence. How did you know? Garrett told me. What does Victor want? He wants to talk. Says he's changed. I told him no. Where is he? I don't know. He said he was staying at the Riverside Motel, but I didn't. I hung up and grabbed my keys. The Riverside Motel was a dump on the edge of town. 12 rooms, half-empty parking lot, flickering neon sign. I pulled in and saw Garrett's truck parked outside room 7. The door was cracked open. I got out and approached slowly. Inside, I heard voices. Angry voices. You don't get to come back here, Garrett yelled. I'm just trying to apologize. Victor's voice, scared. Your apologies mean nothing. I pushed the door open. Garrett had Victor against the wall, one hand on his throat. Victor's face was red, eyes wide with fear. Garrett, I said calmly. Let him go. Garrett turned, saw me, didn't release Victor. This doesn't concern you anymore. Yeah, it does. Let him go before you do something you can't take back. He deserves it. Maybe, but your kids don't deserve to visit you in prison. That got through. Garrett's grip loosened slightly. He ruined everything, Garrett said, his voice breaking. I know. He ruined mine too. But this isn't the answer. Victor gasped as Garrett finally released him. He slumped against the wall, breathing hard. Garrett turned to me, tears in his eyes. Then what is the answer? He gets away with everything? No. He lost his wife, his kids, his career, his money. He's bankrupt and alone. That's the answer. It's not enough. It has to be. Garrett looked at Victor with pure hatred, then back at me. You're a better man than me. No, I just got tired of being angry. Garrett walked past me toward the door. He stopped and looked back at Victor one last time. If you ever contact my wife again, I'll finish this. I don't care about prison. Victor nodded, unable to speak. Garrett left. I stood there looking at Victor. He was pathetic, broken, exactly what he'd made of himself. Thank you, he whispered. I didn't do it for you. I know, but still. You need to leave town, Victor. For real this time. Because next time Garrett won't stop, and I won't be here to pull him off. I will. I'm leaving tomorrow. Good. I turned to leave. Alex, he called. I stopped, but didn't turn around. I really am sorry for everything. I know, but it doesn't matter anymore. I walked out into the parking lot. Garrett was sitting in his truck, head in his hands. I walked over and knocked on his window. He rolled it down. You okay? I asked. No, but I will be. Go home to Claire. What if she won't take me back? She will. You didn't do anything tonight. You stopped yourself. That counts for something. He nodded. Thanks, man. Take care of yourself, Garrett. He drove away. I stood there in the parking lot of that terrible motel, looking up at the flickering neon sign. Everything that had started a year ago in my driveway had led to this moment. Me standing alone, watching the people who'd destroyed my life drive away into the night. But I wasn't destroyed. I was still standing. I got in my truck and drove home to Sarah. She was waiting on the couch, reading. Everything okay? She asked when I walked in. Yeah, it's finally over. What happened? I'll tell you tomorrow. Right now, I just want to be here with you. She put her book down and pulled me close. Okay. We sat there in comfortable silence. Outside, the wind picked up, rattling the windows. Inside, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Peace. The next morning, I woke up to sunlight streaming through the windows. Sarah was still asleep beside me. I got up quietly and made coffee. My phone buzzed. A text from Melissa. Thank you for stopping Garrett last night. Victor told me what happened. You saved his life. I deleted it without responding. Another text came through. This one from Victor. I'm leaving town today. You'll never hear from me again. Thank you for everything. I deleted that one too. Owen called around noon. Hey man, you busy? Not really. What's up? Want to grab lunch? I need your opinion on something. Sure. We met at a diner downtown. Owen ordered a burger. I got coffee. So, what's the opinion about? I asked. I'm proposing to Jennifer next week. Wanted to run the plan by you. I smiled. That's great, man. You think it's too soon? No, when you know, you know. That's what I figured. We talked about his proposal plan, about wedding ideas, about the future. Normal conversation. Good conversation. When we finished, Owen looked at me seriously. You doing okay? Really? Yeah, I am. No more drama with the ex? No. That's all done. Good. You deserve some peace. Thanks. I drove back to my apartment. Sarah was there making dinner. Owen's getting engaged, I said. That's wonderful. Yeah. She looked at me carefully. How do you feel about that? Marriage and all? Happy for him. But? No buts. I'm genuinely happy. She smiled and kissed me. Good. That night, we ate dinner together, watched a movie, fell asleep on the couch tangled together. When I woke up in the middle of the night, I looked at Sarah sleeping beside me and realized something. I'd survived. Not just survived. I'd won. Not by destroying anyone. Not by revenge. But by choosing to move forward, to build something new, to let go of the anger that would have consumed me. Victor lost everything because of his own choices. Melissa lost me because of hers. Garrett almost lost himself but pulled back just in time. And me? I lost a cheating wife and gained myself back. I closed my eyes and went back to sleep, peaceful for the first time in over a year. The driveway where it all started was miles away and years behind me. I never looked back.